Something that I'm really trying to get better at is when God needs a vessel and he's calling on me, I need to listen. We are vehicles down here for the good Lord to do his work. I really feel like someone really needs this message because I was just sitting there doing some editing and someone needs to hear that you need to start. Whatever it is that you're thinking about and dreaming about and wishing for, start. God cannot bring you the next piece of your puzzle, the next brick on your path, until you take that step. Nothing is going to make sense when you're staying in a place of inaction. You have to make a step. And as you're making those steps, the path is going to become more clear. You're going to understand more. But from where you're sitting in the position that you're in, it is so hard to see and so hard to know what your next step is because you're trying to, with your human understanding, put together a 1,000-piece puzzle without knowing what the picture on the box looks like. And that's really difficult. So just start with one piece, the only piece that you have. That's all that matters. And whether this is starting a YouTube like I did and just really trusting that that is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to use my voice. God is trying to use me. And if I am not going to listen, he's going to use someone else in the position that I was meant to be in. So only until I listen to that call can I feel like I'm in alignment with what I want for my life. And I spent a very long time in the dark night of the soul and somewhat of victimhood, thinking that I didn't understand why my life did not look the way that I could see in my meditations, in my prayers. The vision and the feeling in your heart that God gives you is no accident. But when you're laying down and you're not getting up, God can't work with that. He needs you to move. So I sat in that victimhood mentality for a long time, wondering why my life was not progressing in the way that I wanted it to, but it was because I was not making any steps. Some steps that you are going to make probably aren't going to work out, but that doesn't mean that you're failing or that God is not hearing you or God is favoring others ahead of you. Some things just aren't meant for us, but you're gonna find that out along the way, but you have to try. It took a lot for me to get up, and I would try little things and they wouldn't work out and I would fall back down, and that's okay because that was part of my path. And I am honestly so grateful and I feel so blessed for that being part of my path because of all of the things that I learned along the way and who I became along the way. So don't worry about if you have all of those puzzle pieces, because you're not going to. And our human mind, that ego, is trying to plan, is trying to make sense of the future, but the future cannot be made sense of. It's completely in the unknown. It's, you know, being blindfolded and stepping with faith, knowing that no matter what step you take, God has got you. And it's taken me a long time to realize that too. Having the confidence in yourself is hard, but having faith and confidence in God, the universe, source, spirit, whatever you call it, whatever it is for you, should be a lot easier. Our human selves, our human understanding, it's really hard to always trust you, but you have God right here inside of you. So all you need to do is tap in and tune into that. And when you do, trust that the wisdom and the knowledge and the circumstances and the people and the money is all going to come. No matter where you are or what you're doing, God has a plan for you. And it can feel so uncomfortable and so weird as a human being like not attached to source and not having that like flow of infinite love and infinite wisdom at the snap of a finger. But this is why meditation is so important, because all you have to do is tune in. Just quiet all the noise, quiet the mind, and you're there. You're right attached to that divine source. And that's something that so many people forget, is it feels like we're not attached. It feels like we are not one with a creator or with the divine, but it's always been inside of us. And the noise and the human game gets really in the way of that. So learning to just all of the limiting beliefs and all of the programming that's going on in your brain telling you you can't do it this way, or you're not going to be successful, or nobody supports you, or you look stupid, or whatever kind of thought is running through your mind in order for you not to start what you really need to start. That's what you need to quiet. That is you holding you back. And yes, there may be people on your path and in your life that are not supportive and not going to help you along the way, but you're going to figure that out, and God's going to give you the tools to do whatever you need to do with those people, whether it's removing them for you or you standing up for yourself and removing them. As you start everything in your life, all the challenges that were keeping you from not stepping into this version of you that you are meant to become, not stepping into the adventure and the path that you need to be on, all of those obstacles start to go away, because you get the tools to overcome them, because you're stepping, you are moving down that path, whether your ex-boyfriend's standing in the way, whether you have $0 standing in your way, whether you have family that thinks your ideas and creations are ridiculous standing in your way. You are going to just knock one over the other after the other after the other, because God is calling you for a reason. Trusting and believing that you can do it. If it's YouTube that you're wanting to start, you don't need to look a certain way, you don't gotta talk a certain way, you don't need to spend hours trying to figure out how to create the right hook or how to make your title something that people want to click on, or whatever it is. All you need is to listen to what God is calling you to do. And there is an algorithm, but God controls the ultimate algorithm. So trusting that it doesn't matter if you come online with a pimple patch on your face or an active breakout of acne. It doesn't matter if you have your hair in a silk bonnet, or if you're sitting in the dark and people can barely see you. It's the message and your delivery that matters. The fact that you are answering and listening to the call that God has put on your heart. And I know that YouTube is changing. I know that this world is changing. The energy that we are in is so intense, and we are going from a place of inauthenticity, of people thriving off being fake, into the world recognizing that they don't really like that anymore. They are not attracted to that type of content. They're not attracted to that kind of lifestyle. We're looking for more natural and raw and real kinds of people and content and things to inspire and do more creation. And through that, that is how the world changes. So don't worry about showing up as someone who you are, but maybe wish you were different, because God made you the way that you are right now for a reason, whether you stay that way forever or not. You know, we're always learning, we're always growing. Maybe one day I will look different than this. I don't know, maybe one day I won't have bangs. Like, who knows? We never know. And following your guidance, following your heart, and ignoring the mind. So many people tell you not to trust your heart because they think that the heart is going to lead you astray. And even the Bible says that don't be deceived by the heart. But there is so much love and so much passion and so much purpose that God placed in our heart that we need to use it as a compass. And I think if you look at the state of the world and you see where we're at in the history of planet Earth, I think you're going to see that there is a problem with only leading from the mind, that there's such an imbalance that we're seeing here on earth, and it's time to bring the heart in. It's time to have that divine feminine energy really expand and grow and heal this planet. And it's starting, it's happening. All I'm here to say is start. Whatever you're called to do, start. We need you. We need you. So start whatever it is that you want to start. I'm excited to see more creation, see more heart-led content. If you are starting something new, comment below. I would love to know what it is that you are feeling a pull to create, and let's support each other.